platforms here. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and one of my favorite apps here, TikTok. Okay. So welcome to share your question in the chat box. Welcome to join live if you find that easier for yourself, because I do, when you talk to lawyers, we tend to talk a lot, but my goal here is to figure out a solution for you, point you in the right direction, maybe even provide some kind of peace of mind. And the best way for me to help you do that is lawyers tend to have a follow up question because we want to clarify the situation so we understand what's going on with the case. Now, I try to go live almost every day, either 11:30 a.m. or 11:30 p.m. So, welcome in. You just never know if I'm going to be live 15 minutes or depending on schedule, 30 minutes or 1 hour. So hop on in. If you're just kind of hanging out in the background, you're peeking in on TikTok, you haven't entered in the studio, come on in the live show, okay? We don't bite here, okay? And if you join live as a guest to ask a question or share your experience, your immigration journey, you don't have to have your camera on, okay? That's not necessary at all. And part of what we talk about, we call ourselves the immigration problem solvers for a reason. Okay. There are many people in the United States without legal status. Um, some people may have entered the United States with legal status and then eventually overstayed because of their own circumstances. A lot of people think that, unfortunately, a lot of people think that others judge them for like overstaying or not, or like lawyers judge them. No, I don't know any lawyer that does that, but I'm not here to judge anyone's situation on why you may have overstayed or not. Maybe there was no freaking reason at all. Maybe you thought, yeah, I love to pay tax in America, so let me just overstay my visa. I'm sure that was not the reason. Okay. But here's the deal. A lot of people might not be married to a U.S. citizen. I know that's a typical thing that attorneys will say. Are you married to a U.S. citizen? Well, no shit, Sherlock. I mean, if I was married, I would have told you, right? Or if you were engaged with a U.S. citizen, I would think a person would have told us that. So that's why we're considered immigration problem solvers, because we know not everyone wants to get married in general, regardless of the status, right? It's a difficult decision to make. And by the way, if you do make the decision to get married, take your time on the dating period, take your time on the engagement period. You really want to make sure that's the one. Okay. All right. So there are at least five scenarios where you need to talk to an immigration attorney. Like there's just no doubt. You need to talk to an immigration attorney in at least five of these scenarios. And I'll go into more of them, but the first one, and I'll answer some questions. Please tap the screen. That really helps the channel. It helps me reach more people so they can receive this information to empower themselves. Okay. First scenario is RFE, request for evidence. You have 84 days to reply. It may seem like a lot of time, but it's really not. It's really not a lot of time. Okay. Let's see here. So, because, again, life happens, things happen. So you need to get your act together, essentially, because, look, when I was in New York, I'll get y'all on soon. When I was in New York, we had happy hour pretty often, and we would put that on our calendar. Okay, I don't know, maybe because we're law students or something, but we put that on our calendar. It's very important to us. You should do the same thing for your own case. If you have a deadline pop up, you receive an RFE or a NOID or even denial notice, you have to put it on your calendar. And not just a deadline on a calendar, but you need to put an extra reminder to say, oh shoot, you receive it. You can send a Gmail, you can send a notification to your email that like, hey, you have a deadline coming up, buddy. So you got to get the documents ready. Some people contact us and inquire with us if we can help them, and we find out their immigration situation. We call procedural history, the situation, step by step. And some people said they missed a deadline. I was like, who knows? Maybe you had a better chance if you responded. Okay. All right. Exclusive Citizenship Act of 2025. What in the world? Let's check out this baby. All right. Exclusive. Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. By the way, I'm always happy to receive information so I can do some research on it because, as you know, immigration law, there's a lot of things popping up in 2025. I mean, honestly, quite often in general. Um, what in the world? I don't. So I just typed this in Google and it just went straight to AI mode. Okay, well, I guess that helps. So, okay, it was just proposed by Bernie Moreno, a senator out of Republican senator out of Ohio. Holes snap. The aims to eliminate dual citizenship for U.S. citizens. Yeah, I mean, the application for N400 pretty much already implies um, that you cannot have citizenship in two different countries. But of course, there's nothing that restricts, like, says, hey, you got to like renounce your other country's citizenship right now to sign off on it, basically. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. I don't agree with that. Okay. So, but I know someone that said, damn, but don't you worry. Okay. Don't you worry completely because sometimes, crossing my fingers here, let me look at congress.gov on this one. That I look at how many people have signed off on it or like, co-sponsor and co-sponsors. If I could share my screen, zero, zero co-sponsors. Okay, so you never know. Things could change. Let me go see if I can share that on YouTube and Facebook here. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's get a couple people on. Thank you so much for your patience. There's several people who want to join live. Let's get Mr. Waleed on. I'll try my best to get y'all all y'all on as possible in the next 30 minutes. Probably no more than 10 people for this segment. Okay, so okay, I guess Waleed's not there anymore. By the way, sometimes like maybe you're still on the show, but I click your name and it I don't know, doesn't process through. Just try again if you don't mind to request. Okay, Salt Lake City is next. SNS, your case is stuck in the National Benefit Center. Okay, clicked on Salt Lake City. That went away. Akimo Solao. So yeah, if you want to join live, you can do that down below. There's a little person icon. Alrighty. Okay, well, that person didn't join. Someone with the dash. Hello, Dash.
Hello, sir.
Welcome back.
Yes, Tony John. My name is Abraham Dalbani from
Hey, bro.
Texas.
Okay, welcome.
Hi to you. Good morning. Thank
Good
you.
morning.
I just had a quick question.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm a refugee by status in the United States, and I lost my working authorization card
Mm-hmm.
and my social too. But that's a minor issue.
Okay.
So I couldn't get my social because I don't have my working authorization.
Oh, did you file application for it?
Yeah, and I also did a police report.
Did you lose it or something, or someone stole your wallet?
It's a
Or
wallet,
what?
and I lost all of them.
Or what was
They
the police
fell,
report
they fell
for?
down with my wallet.
Oh,
Yeah, I did a police report, and still I couldn't get the social.
okay. Wait.
So my question
Uh-huh,
was,
uh-huh.
my question is, how long does it take after you apply for renew of working authorization card.
When you apply for the 765 application? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Have you looked at the
Yes.
USCIS page about processing times?
Yes, I saw it, but it shows multiple answers.
Okay, well, let me pull it up real quick. I mean, I think it's usually like 3 to 6 months on the 765, but you had it before, right? It sounds like it. Based on it as a refugee.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
it before.
A13.
Yeah.
So, oh, yeah, that's crazy. It does say 21 months. I don't know why, though. 21 months. Is that what you saw
1 month together.
as a refugee to get the work
No,
permit?
I saw like
Uh-huh.
what I saw is 30 days and 2 months.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's what you saw,
Yeah.
that's good. But I just clicked on what you told me. You said you're a refugee, right?
Yeah, I'm a refugee by
Okay.
state. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So that's what I
Came to the United
selected.
States 2023, and I
Okay.
had my working authorization.
Mm-hmm. So I see the category would be A3. Is that correct for you?
What you mean by that?
That's the category for the work permit when you fill out the 765 application.
It will be asylum seeker.
Oh, asylum seeker. Okay, you said refugee earlier, so big
Yeah.
difference. Okay, so I'm gonna click on C8 category. Let me click on the processing time. 7 months is what I see for a renewal or replacement.
What if
Uh-huh.
I'm looking for like emergency um, replacement because I need it?
Yeah, I mean, you can call USCIS for that. See if they can expedite. Do you have like what's the need for the work
Yeah, I
permit? Do you
just
have a job already, or you're trying to get a job?
no, I don't. I'm trying to get a job.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can try to do the expedite
I feel
requests, but typically I think you're supposed to write a letter on your my USCIS account, like and upload it. Okay.
yeah, I do have an account.
Okay. All right, good. I mean, you can even try that website chat with Emma. The virtual Emma is a name on the USCIS.gov, and
Mm,
they might share some information about that. Okay. Otherwise, if that doesn't work for some reason, we do have a complimentary guide about the expedite request. Okay. You can email my team or call in. All righty.
yeah, I did talk to USCIS,
Okay.
of the attorney, and they say it
Oh, they're not
depends.
attorneys, but they're customer service representatives. Uh huh.
Yeah, they say it depends on the case status. What are you looking for? Why are you looking for it?
Exactly. You got to give your reason.
What are the
You can't just say
emergencies?
you're looking for a job only. You got to give a little more detail. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you were like a client already, this is what we help with in addition to as a courtesy, but so, but if you want more information, you can, for our complimentary guide, you can contact my team. All right, Dash. I don't really see
You
it
do
here.
show
Another
the
question.
number, yeah,
So
on top of your life.
what,
Come
what,
again?
what did you just say?
I, s- I said you do show the number here on top of your life, the phone number.
Yeah, that's my office number. Yeah, you can contact them. Just ask them for the complimentary guide, or you can email in. Okay.
Okay.
All righty. Take it.
All right, I will check it out.
All right.
All
Take
right,
care.
thank
Bye
you.
bye. All right. All right. We got to pick up the speed, man. Let's go. Oh, you asleep, bro? Come on. Pick up the speed. Let's get going. Let's get going. Okay. Akimo Salau. Hey, Myra needs a sponsor. Anyone can hook her up with a sponsor. Join sponsor. Akimo, how can I help you?
Hello. Hey, I've been approved for Asylum, but I have my kid back home. I want to apply for them, but my country is between 19 countries. They stop the visa for. I don't know if I'm going to still apply for them.
For your kids?
Yes.
Um, for My recommendation in general is to continue applying for whoever, sponsor or to be sponsored, because I believe I believe obviously what the Trump administration is doing is unlawful. It's illegal. I don't believe they should just be able to pause any type of application just because I think it's somehow related to, for example, somehow 19 countries, for example, is related to the unaliving of two National Guards military members, So time will tell. There'll be a lawsuit eventually by someone. Okay, so I would continue applying for your kids. Are they your kids outside America?
Yes.
Yeah, so even more reason to start to file anyway, as long as they're eligible, right? Because that process for consular processing takes a long time, like at least 2 years. It depends on your status too. Are you a citizen or a resident?
I just been approved for asylum.
Oh, okay. So you'll be applying for the ICE 730. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations on your approval. Okay. Glad you got that. Now,
Thank you.
next step is the 730. So, yeah, contact my team if you need further assistance. Okay.
Yeah. So how long they gonna take for me to apply for the green card?
For you, which country is your country part of the ban currently, or the pause?
Hold on. I call back.
Okay. All right. Let's.
Free apartment here in this security, so they can speak. Can I help you?
Okay, sounds like he's working too. So thank you so much for hanging out live while y'all are working, while you're taking care of your kids, while you're in a bathtub. I don't know what you're doing, but it's all good. While you're driving Uber or Lyft. So I got some questions over here on Facebook and YouTube. So let me toggle over here. Adrian's asked, "Have I gotten a bond approved and client released from custody?" Yes, we have. Yes, we have. So it and I can't say that's going to happen for every client. First of all, we're going to try our best for anyone who's detained. Let's say your family member or friend who's detained. We're going to try our best to the filing of the bond request in general is not the difficult part. It's always been with the judge. That's the most difficult part. And letting them know based on a law that this person who is detained should be released based on blah, 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 right? Like we have to support it with case law. And this year, 2025, there's been a lot more new cases that have affected people to remain detained or not. So lately, in the past month or so, there has been, I guess you can say, favorable for immigrants who are detained. So contact our team if your family member. My number's right here on for YouTube and Facebook. I don't know why this is arranged this way, so it needs to be moved. Kusha, you sent in RFE, I guess, response. It was about Bonafide marriage exemption. How long does it take? What did you file in response, Kusha? Bonafide marriage exemption. When you have adjustment of status case, that comes about when if you have a removal case as well, or you got or you got married after your removal case started. Okay. If you got married after your removal case started, there's a presumption that your marriage is fake. Go figure. So, because they're thinking, oh, Congress thought that, oh, if someone suddenly gets married after being sent to immigration court, referred to immigration court, that it's likely to be a fake marriage. Well, I don't disagree with them, but all our clients, fortunately, are not in fake marriages. I mean, not fake relationships. Like someone told me the other day, maybe it was just last night, I think in live shows, their family member is detained and that person been, has had a Pookie Bear for several years. They just, shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't put a ring on it. Now it's time to put a ring on it. Okay. Okay, good. But logistically speaking, or paperwork speaking about this bona fide marriage exemption, there is a certain piece of paper. I don't want to diminish the piece of paper, but there's a letter that we put together as attorneys requesting the bona fide marriage exemption. And there's a bunch of legal language. I'm sure some officers don't mind if like you filed the case yourself, and obviously you're not an attorney, so you put some language together that might be fine. But if you want the best case scenario, peace of mind, it probably is better that you have an attorney too that knows the ins and outs. But great job, Kusha. Glad you got your removal case dismissed. Okay. Let's toggle back to TikTok. Okay, we got a truck driver that wants to join. Hopefully, this person is not currently driving. I'll get another person on deck. Thank you so much for the questions. I'll start answering them. Okay, let me scroll back to the top. I try my best to. So someone said, Chef Jerky said to wait over 3 years for an answer on appeal. You mean the BIA appeal or 290B? Either way, they tend to be slow. Okay. So Chef Jerky, you might want to speak to an attorney if you haven't already about considering to refile the case. Again, I don't know your situation, but typically we refile the case rather than file a 290B. But it depends on the situation, depends on a legal issue. If they claim marriage fraud, we definitely file 290B. Okay. Governor, or whoever wants to schedule a meeting with me specifically, you can do that on the link here, just like with any of my team members. But please know my fee is in threes. Okay, my fees starts with digit number 3. I know it's weird, but these social media platforms is not ideal to what's it called? I don't want to get banned. Okay, when I've talked about fees before, TikTok banned me for like 5 minutes. It was the worst time of my life. I was like crying. I was like, please bring back my account. So if anyone's a TikTok guru and you follow up to the TikTok trends or YouTube, Facebook trends, let me know. Okay. What's up, UK? Let's get Santos on, then on deck is Cobbs. Let's see. Governor. Oh, Jur. Yeah, I was wondering. Jur said I could switch the format to remove those guest boxes. How do I do that? I've tried before. Is it this? I don't know. Do you know how to do that? Remove these invite boxes? It's been like this for like a year. Settings? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. Well, in the meantime, let me answer some questions. Let's get Cobbs on. I just clicked on your name. I don't know what happened.
Hello.
Hi. What's up, Cobbs?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. You doing okay?
I'm great. Hey, so I have a question to ask. So I did my H1B status. I was on H1B status. I completed my H1B after like the 6-year period. And then I moved back to my country. Yeah. So now my company tried. They actually put in the PERM application for me, but then there wasn't enough time for me to wait for it to be approved, and my status was up, so I had to move out of the country. But then my PERM is still pending. With the current proclamation, do I still, does it affect me, even if the PERM is approved?
Yeah, I mean, it does affect you, but just like I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I would continue processing as long as the employer is an EB2 or 3, for example. Like you need an employer to file for you, right? To file the I-140 is the next step.
Yes, the I-140, once the PERM is approved, then they move on to the I-140.
Okay, good. So,
but they haven't filed the I-140 yet because the PERM is still pending.
Oh, okay, that's still pending. Hasn't been certified yet. So, yeah, it certainly is a concern with the pause. Yeah, but like I mentioned to others that once more people are affected by the pause, then I anticipate there to be a lawsuit, which we're ready. Our team will be ready to do that when people request our services to do that. Okay, but it's a little too early for most people to file the lawsuit. But which country are you national of?
I'm from Ghana.
Ghana. Okay. So yeah, you know what? I need to have the list of 19 countries pulled up here.
Yeah, Ghana is not part.
Yeah. Oh, Ghana is not part of it, right? I don't see Ghana.
Yeah, Ghana is not part. We are free from.
Okay. Oh yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think I saw Ghana on the list. That's why I do a double check.
No.
Okay, well, maybe I'm thinking about is there a different pause you're concerned about then that you think could affect your case?
Yeah. Yes, because I was thinking, if they approve my PERM, and then the company goes ahead to file for the I-140, does it give me, which is also an employment base, does it affect the I-140 also? If it is the I-140 is approved also?
What affects the I-140? I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand.
The proclamation, the 100,000 proclamation.
Oh, the 100.
Does it affect?
Not that I'm aware of. I think that's only for the H-1B for people who are outside the United States. Like if you're currently applying for H-1B, but you're not. You're going through the EB. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for asking.
The next question is. The next question is I got admission, to study a master's program in the US also.
Okay.
So I was thinking of coming back to do my master's, and then I was thinking with my H-1B status, which I did not violate any immigration law or whatever. As soon as my time was up, I quickly moved out of the country.
Okay.
Yeah. So going in for a master's program, you think is the H-1B status is gonna impede it or stop it, or consulate? How do the consulate officers see someone on H-1B status after 6 years and trying to come back to do his master's?
I can't. I mean, yeah, that's difficult for me to comment on what officer would consider. But if I were officer, I might think okay, well, if you had some time, you're already professional for a certain amount of years. The thing is, it is normal that before you go to a master's program for school is that you do get some work experience. So it's not out of the ordinary what you're doing, but you should be ready to say more than just something like that. Right. And that is why, if they might ask, why do you want to join this specific master's program? Whether it's related to what you did in the past or your work experience, or it's completely different, you have to be ready to answer. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually related to what I did in the past. I was working in a trauma-informed care unit, and then I'm coming back to study applied behavior analysis, which is directly related to.
I see. Okay.
To my business experience.
Oh, that sounds that's that sounds way over my head. So I could wish you all the best in that program. But yeah, thanks for asking. But yeah, be ready, because those interviews that you might have experienced already, right, abroad, outside the United States, they're quick, and so you don't have that much time to explain yourself, right?
Yeah.
So some
Yeah, it's
people,
true.
you have to think of it like, hopefully anyone listening can take stress well, in a sense that you can remain calm but be ready to share the relevant information, because there could be so much to share. But if you imagine yourself, like, this is how we prepare our clients in any kind of interview. You have this is what I learned from law school. You have like the 5-second version of the answer, you have the 15-second, and you have the 30-second answer. So you have to gauge like which one is most appropriate in terms of how much to share. Okay. I wish you the best. Thanks for asking a question, and click the plus sign and join next time if
Yeah,
you have a
I'm
question. Hmm.
and I'm self-funding. I'm self-funding the education.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have a scholarship, but then with my experience, I
Yeah.
was able to save enough and cater for the tuition and living expenses.
I see. Okay, well then you're gonna have to be ready to also answer how you're able to fund yourself. Like maybe you have, you saved up money for the education, so you got to show proof of it, like the bank statement or something. Okay. All right, Cobbs.
Okay.
All right. If you have more
Thanks.
questions, you might want to schedule a meeting just in case. All right. Wish you the best.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. All right. Hey, this channel right here, Green Card Guys, has somehow reached all the way to Ghana. That's impressive. And apparently, he's not the only one. I think it's like almost every day, someone from Ghana has joined to ask a question. So that's cool. Um, let's see. I see some more questions. Thank you so much. Hey RP, what's going on? Hope you're doing good, sir. Merchant 745. You're welcome to join down below. We got about, I think 10 people want to join or so. Let's get Carlene Camo. Sorry if I mispronounced your names. Hi Emra, welcome in. Hello. Carlene Camo. Oh, is she washing dishes? Wait, is she taking a shower? Okay, let me let me disconnect. Is that okay? You guys. Maybe I thought I was joking, but I thought I was joking earlier. If someone's taking a bath or shower while listening to a live show, um, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Good. I couldn't pay. I couldn't do more than one thing at the same time like that. So, but seriously, guys, thank you for investing time in your legal status so you learn more. I know there's a lot of information I'm sharing, but hopefully you can catch something that could be helpful to you. Okay. Okay. Next person is Craig, Maggie, and then Alex. People are doing all sorts of things when they're on a live show. That did not sound like washing dishes. All right. Next person. Is Craig showing up? Okay. By the way, please tap the screen. That really helps the channel. That doesn't cost you anything. And if you don't mind, also click on sharing down below. On TikTok, you can do that. And that doesn't cost you anything. Apparently, you click share and then copy the link. That's all that matters. You don't actually have to share to someone specific. Before I'm about to get Maggie on, then I see a question on YouTube from Jessica. You're at the NVC stage for your husband, I-130, Haitian national. Do I know if this will be affected by the immigration pause? I'm going to dig in more about that, okay? But as the thing is, whenever Trump administration makes some kind of random, sudden announcement, like no one knows what's going on. No one knows. So, including USCIS. So, from what I read so far, it seems that it's a pause on USCIS side of things. But I will have to check if it's going to pause on a Department of State side of things. And it's going to be awkward either way in terms of logistics, because like, does that mean they're going to pause at every stage of the of the immigration journey? Like maybe the case with USCIS petition, or is it only the 485? So people in America, or is it people abroad as well? So I'm going to check on that. I'll let you know. Thank you so much for asking. So next person. All right, Maggie. I thought I clicked on y'all. Maybe y'all clicked on accident or y'all left. Let's get Alex on. Alex, so I know you asked a question a couple times. Let me see if we can get to it. U.S. citizen who wants to sponsor your parents. Okay. Hi, Alex.
So I have a question. I just became a U.S. citizen, but both of my parents' name on my birth certificate is wrong. So I was wondering what I have to do.
Does wrong mean like that was their original name and then after that they changed the name?
So when they registered me back home in my home country,
Mm-hmm.
my father's name had 2 L, and they only put 1. And my mother name, she had the original name, and then when she reapplied for her birth certificate to apply for her passport, they made a mistake and they're missing an I from the name.
Oh, okay. That doesn't seem horrible. Okay. When you said wrong name, it sounded like it was like a fake name. Okay, so that's a good start then, compared to what I usually hear about. But do they have their own birth certificate that shows the correct name, right? Of course. So are they able to in your home country to in English we call amend, like change, to update your birth certificate with the proper spelling? Alex? Okay. Well, hopefully that works out. Hopefully it works out for Alex. I guess he accidentally dropped off. Maybe he got a call. Or maybe it's just something about the signal, you know? By the way, I hope everyone is having a great day. Today's Tuesday, December 16th. We are almost to the end of the year. I can't wait until the end of the year. There has been some kind of announcement, allegedly by the government, that they're going to hold off on on how they're conducting these ICE arrests. I'm not going to put it past them. So you still need to have your guard up. Don't trust anyone. It's pretty clear anyone wearing a mask at this year in 2025 is most likely an ICE agent. Okay. Okay. So please be careful. Do the right thing. If you're recording, in my opinion, cursing up a storm. I know I curse here on the live show, but I don't think that's productive personally. If anything, just ask them where this person is being transferred to, where they're being taken. Try to collect that information. Because I can imagine a situation where you're trying to figure out where they're being taken, but the person's cursing is like, I don't know. Imagine yourself, you're being cursed at, or if you're able to, they're not going to share anyway, right? But if there's any information you collect, the best way to do it is not curse at them. Just a hot tip, okay? So, because clearly the cursing in all these videos, it clearly does nothing, okay? So, if anything, it just riles them back up. Just like if you have an argument with your spouse or something, just some food for thought, okay? Usually, all right, so let me answer some more questions here. Jair, or if that's how you pronounce your name, thank you so much for your tip on how to remove those boxes. I really, if I could send you a little gift back to you, I would do that because that clears up the space here. User 629, you have a quick question. Anyone has a question you want to join live, that is typically the best way for me to answer your question. You can click the person icon. Is it this side? You can do that there. If you are on YouTube and Facebook and you want to join live on that platform, the best way to do that is email the subject line live show, and it will to weecare@greencardguys.com, and it will send you an auto response of the link. Okay. That makes it a lot easier for everyone. let's see. So in the meantime, Cigar applied for a spouse. February 2023, I-130, green card still pending. Okay, Cigar, is a sponsor a U.S. citizen or a resident? Because that will make a huge difference. Cigar, if the sponsor is a citizen, that's a problem. That's a case delay, okay? Which is scenario number 3. We talked about our 5 scenarios that you definitely need to contact immigration attorney, that you need to call, not just like hang out on social media here. You got to call in, dial the digits, or fill out the form, okay? It's very important because you got to take action. I'm trying to... Okay. All right, let's see here. Resident. Okay, resident. So what's your priority date? February 2023 probably. So let me check the visa bulletin for you. Cigar, are you familiar with the visa bulletin? Right now they're working on December 2025. January 2026 should be popping up soon because it's mid-month. Your F2A, I'm not sure which country the immigrant is a national, but they're working on cases generally February 2024 for F2A. So you're past that. I mean, you're before that. Yours is February 2023. So what's going on? Cigar, you got to schedule a meeting ASAP. You got to give us a call. This is not Nepal, so it'd be February 2024. And is your spouse abroad outside the United States? We might have a potential problem, Cigar. That's usually resolvable. Based on what you said, it sounds like your petition is still pending. Cigar, can we get you on? If you don't want to join, then let me just see if I can find your name. I can't find your name and to get you to join, but please join. I want to make sure we get you some help here, because February 2024 is a priority date right now, the December bulletin, and they have a general rule that once the priority date shows up on the bulletin, you have 1 year to take the next step on the case, which, for example, is completing the DS-260 online, uploading the tax return, the criminal clearance record, those kind of documents of financial support, and then get it in queue for the interview. And I just want to verify at least what's the situation you're in. So okay, let's click on your name. All right, Cigar, you're going to be the last person for today, for this morning.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, how you doing, sir?
Good. Yeah, I applied on February 23. It just I-130 and I-138, and it's still on the US. There's nothing heard.
Your petition still pending, I-130?
Yeah.
Since February 2023. Okay. We need to file a lawsuit. Okay, Mandamus lawsuit. So it's been definitely more than 2.5 years petition pending. On the bulletin, have you know about the bulletin, visa bulletin? Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry, you're on TikTok, so I can't share my screen, but yeah, it's working. They're working on cases February 2024. So that means they're already 1 year past yours. So something happened. But your petition's still pending, so we got to get that. We got to get a lawsuit going so they can get approved, at least have a decision. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you don't mind, schedule this meeting, okay?
Because I'm going to be a citizen on March this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just waiting for that. Or should I go early?
Well, I mean, the visa bulletin already shows 1 year past, so I suggest trying to take the next step anyway of this current case. So talk to my team about Mandamus. We'll take a look. We want to make sure. Have you received some kind of email that the case has been terminated by National Visa Center?
No, it's still on pending. No, it's still on pending. Like on the USCIS, it says processing. That's it. No,
Right. That makes sense. So you haven't even had a chance to get the next step. So yeah, you gotta file a Mandamus lawsuit. Okay. So have you heard about it before? That speeds up cases for the next step. Okay. So if you're shy to call, that's fine. But you go to this website right up here. Okay. And then there's a complimentary guide about Mandamus lawsuits, some common questions and answers, common information, I guess you could say.
All right.
Okay. All right. Wish you the best. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So this is an example. If I had my magic wand, I would pull it up. It's like raising a white flag, not red flag. Well, that too, I guess. So no, not the white flag. It's the red flag. We're not giving up. We're not going to raise the white flag. Okay. We're not giving up on your legal status. We got to get it. And then we got to help you get the legal status, and we got to help you maintain the legal status. It is very clear this year in 2025, the administration wants to remove status of certain people. So you got to be careful, okay? Don't think that just because you're naturalized now that you're scot-free. They're coming after people, even if like you don't think you've done anything wrong. And you likely have not done anything wrong. So you need to be aware of what's going on, stay up to date with the news. So go ahead and subscribe if you're on Facebook or YouTube. Click on the plus sign on TikTok. And you know what, guys? I have to go. So go ahead and do that. And when you see my videos, can you give it a little heart tap, okay? And save the video, okay? Just save it. All right, guys. Sorry, I got to go to my meeting. You have a good day. Bye-bye. Peace.